Increasing clouds and wind tonight. Strong gusty winds from the south, a mild one with an overnight low in the low 60s. Mostly cloudy on Friday, high 77 with a few storms after 3 o'clock, then much cooler on Saturday. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
I love listening to play-by-play games on KFH radio.
Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Tiger Woods says he's stepping away from the game to seek treatment and focus on his health. Good. Hopefully he's fully committed and all in on this recovery and not just telling us what we want to hear or doing it because he feels like he has no choice. This dude has been a train wreck personally and an auto wreck actually longer than he was a unicorn on the course. Think about that. He was ranked number 1 in the world for 13 years, but he bounced his rig off that fire hydrant and tree 17 years ago. Instead of pouring everything you have into getting back on the course, Cat, you need to take that same energy and pour it all into getting right personally and clean and sober. Because while you haven't won in years, you've apparently been pilling up and getting into car wrecks for even longer. You should have hit the hard reset on your life years ago. What you accomplished previously means nothing right now. What you do going forward means everything. Reclaiming your life is more important than any major you could ever win. I'm Jim Rome.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code ROME. Get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions.
Good morning, friends. It's time to brush the sleepy dust from your eyes. Rise and shine, up and at 'em.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
That'll get you going. There you go, Max. We're not going to have any friends after that. Just scared the hell out of everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here with you on a Thursday. Big Thursday. Bill Self's coming back. News of the day. We'll get into that. We've got opening day for the Wichita Wind Surge. Wind Surge GM Matt Hamilton's going to stop by the show here in just a little bit. Tim Fitzgerald's going to stop by. Reports of a pretty tough camp up there in Manhattan for spring football. We've got it all, plus the Royals offense explodes, and it got a little dicey there at the end of the game as they hang on for a big win in Minnesota, trying to sweep that series in some day baseball today. We'll talk about it all. It's all what's on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, with 3 locations, east near Central and Woodlawn, west at 13th and Tyler, and in historic Delano, featuring a rooftop deck. Order online at wichitabrew.com. Local craft beer on tap, patios, pizza, full bar available at all locations. WBC Pizza and Beer made here. Jacob Albrock here, TJ Cleveland there. 869-1240 is the number to call. You can reach us via the video stream, Facebook, YouTube, and X. Thanks for watching on 12 News Connected. Thanks for listening to us on the Odyssey app. How are you, TJ?
Hello. We talked to Shreyas yesterday about the way KU would do it.
Yep.
This was not one of the bingo card, one of the ones on the bingo card.
That's what I thought they'd do. I guess I kind of thought they wouldn't say anything, but then they had to say anything. So I guess I wasn't right. They had to say something.
Yeah. The best part about the entire thing. Did you see the tweet before the tweet?
No. From KU basketball?
Yes. They put out the statement and said he's not going anywhere. 4 minutes before they tweeted that, they said, This account will not be acknowledging nor participating in April Fool's Day. We tell you this because ...
Okay.
That's
okay. I did see after it dropped, the thought did occur to me, but I was like, they wouldn't do that, right? They're not. That would have been an all-timer if they're like, psych, he's leaving. That would have been an all-timer.
There'd have been pitchforks.
Never be topped if they did that.
Man.
But Bill Self's coming back. This is a good day for KU fans.
Did you get got by any April Fool's things?
I don't think so. I was sitting on my couch. I was sitting on the couch when I got home last night. I don't know if I was trying to read. I was watching the Royals. That's what I was doing. My son snuck up behind me and scared the hell out of me. He thought that was an April Fool's joke. That actually got me pretty good. I don't know that that's an April Fool's joke, but no, I don't think so. I think I stayed clear.
I think the one I think that I talked to you, or you talked to Rachel about this, and I talked to Rachel about this at work. The BYU TV thing. Do you see that one? It was like a Wilbon type of thing on PTI. They did like a whole segment on AJ DeBonce is coming back for a year. And and it's like, man, you guys are kind of a news outlet. Like, I understand this is a fun thing, but that's one that he's made it clear that he's actually thinking about it. Like, that's not egregious enough to do that. If you're going to do it, you got to go way off the rails.
I don't know. That makes it better. When you send somebody on an emotional roller coaster.
The best one ever. Have you seen all the Pardon the Interruption April Fool's things? They do it every year. Have you ever seen those?
Over the years, yeah.
Yeah. So the best one ever. They did theirs yesterday. Theirs was it was actually Pablo Torre filled in for Wilbon. So it was Kornheiser and Torre. Theirs was that 1 week into the season, the MLB realized that the ABS system was slightly skewed because it wasn't in the right spot and the zone wasn't correct.
So good.
Which is pretty good. And it's actually really that's actually one where people were like, man, like this could actually be real. Like we could 100% believe you on this one. Nobody has any idea how this thing works. The best one
players and
they've ever
catchers
done.
do.
Yeah.
What did we have last night? 11 of them?
Something like that. The best one ever, though, from them was 2008. I went back and watched the whole compilation. Nothing's ever going to be better than 2008. Like the first time they did it, I think, where it was that Sharon Collins fouled out with 4 minutes left in the Elite Eight. So they're going to replay KU versus Davidson in Charlotte to see who gets to go to the Final Four.
Wow. They have to bring Steph back for that? Was he on that team?
Yeah.
You'd have to do it. ABS, man, 11 times last night. Twins went 8 for 9, 4 in a row by Ryan Jeffers at the plate. We need robot umps. Like, it's ridiculous. It's one of the most important things that happens in a baseball game, and it's been up to interpretation when it could so easily just be done correctly. We'll see if your theory is true that it's going to end up helping pitchers too much. I don't know that it's going to take a little time to see that, but just the amount of times these guys are wrong is so unacceptable. Like, it is not okay to be wrong that many times in a season, in a game, in whatever, because contracts are on the line, like livelihoods are on the line. We all want to protect these umpires. How about we protect the last man on the roster who's in his last chance, strikes out because of a bad call at the plate?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so interesting. And like, I've just get such a weird feeling in my stomach about it. Like, it just feels wrong. I don't know. And I understand. Like, I'm not sitting here and saying it's part of the game. Deal with it. Like, I understand that part. But like, there's part of it it's just a little subjective. I get it. It's not. It's
I don't
a strike
think a strike zone should be subjective.
But like, my thought always goes to like, what's the clear definition? And is ever like, if I throw a curveball and it catches the bottom of the zone and then bounces to the catcher, that's never a strike. Like,
well, you have to decide those things as baseball, right? You'd have to tweak the system. You'd have to get the system better. Yeah. But the reality is you still need an umpire behind the plate. You still need to call check swings. You still need to, handle foul balls, getting the catcher a ball. Like, there's still duty and obviously plays at the plate. Like, you'd still need an umpire back there. But eventually, like, we just need red light, green light, strike ball. Like that, just like ding, ding, ding. Like, whatever it is, we can move the game fast. Like, you wouldn't lose any speed. this is okay. Like, this is a good start. But I see this, and it doesn't, like, the system itself, I think, is good. Like, what they're doing is good. It's quick, it's fast. But, man, to just, like, put it out in the open, how many times balls and strikes are missed, that is wild.
You know what I really hate about it? Like, one of the things that really probably gripes me the most is that catchers really don't matter much in this system anymore. Like, good catchers, like good framing catchers.
Framing pitches?
Yes. That used to be such a big, like, it used to be such a big part where if I set up low and away and you miss high and outside, and now you can just catch part of the zone and you can give them one of these and it's a strike. Like,
I know, but like, again, look at the spirit of what that is. Yeah. The spirit of what that is fooling the umpire and making not a strike a strike. Shouldn't a strike just be a strike?
I'm not even talking about so much as stealing strikes, which is part of the game, I understand. But, like, I'm talking more so about the fact of, like, you know, in whatever league you want to say, like, if the catcher drops the ball, you can't call it a strike. Like, that's always been such a big thing, is that, and it's a strike, but, like, they never call it a strike. Like,
but now they should, because the pitcher's either throwing a strike or the pitcher's not throwing a strike. Like, that should be as fundamental to baseball as there is. Either a pitch is a strike or it is not a strike. That's not up to interpretation. The zone can't be shrunk because the umpire's pissed at the batter.
I agree.
Veterans can't get better calls because they're not like, that's so stupid.
There's I'll tell you, there is a lot of dumb parts that of the subjective things that should not be subjective.
Like,
I'm saying,
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why would we do it that way? Like, can we just not have strikes be strikes and balls be balls? And I think we'll get there. I think this will give us such an appetite for that. And I'm not sure that the technology's there yet. But when it does, like, can we please just make strikes and balls and be done with all that nonsense? Like, what are we doing this for? There's too much on the line to do this. Go down to, like, the lowest levels of minor league baseball and have a conversation. I don't even want to go down that road. I'm not going to. Umpires are fine. They'll be okay. They got a union. They're going to be okay. All right, let's come back. Let's talk Bill Self. The news of the day on Wednesday.
Sports Radio, KF.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
Longhopper Lawn and Tree Care celebrating 60 years in Wichita, providing expert lawn care for healthy lawn, tree, and shrub care and bedweed control since 1966. Longhopper Lawn and Tree Care. Welcome back into Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland with you on a Thursday, and it's a Thursday, TJ. We get the news in the least dramatic fashion possible, which is to my liking. Bill Self will be back. What is it? 24th season now coming up for KU. And I this is what we thought, right? The longer this kind of went on, I think KU fans are pretty pumped. They should be. Look at the search and how it's going for North Carolina. And these jobs aren't, you just never know. You just never know. And Bill Self is to me, at the top of his game. He's navigating these new play, and I know they've missed the second weekend, but they won a national championship in 2022. He's getting the top portal players. He's getting the top recruits every year. They've got to still find the right mix of guys, but Bill Self still one of the best at it. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's back in Kansas.
This is what I said, and I said this as we were speculating if something was going to happen. And I feel like I made myself clear on it, is that whenever you're looking at candidates of who you wanted to coach KU next year, like Bill Self's number one. Like, and anybody that thinks that that's not true, like, is sipping Kool-Aid they shouldn't be sipping on. Like,
oh, they're spoiled rotten.
There's not a coach in the country. Like, I truly believe, like, who would you go get that could do a better job than Bill Self? Like, my mind goes top coaches in the country is like what? John Shire, Kelvin Sampson, Throw some more names up. Like whoever you could get Billy Donovan, and he's probably not going to do as good of a job as Bill Self would. Or
anybody that's still left in the Final Four.
Brad Stevens. Anybody. I think that there's legitimately nobody that could. And there's arguments about, is Bill Self still the best coach in college basketball? That's probably not true anymore.
Okay.
But he's the best coach that could coach Kansas for sure.
It's just like, you don't like, how do you do better than what he's done?
Exactly.
That's you can't. Not reasonably.
I saw somebody use, it's the cliche of the transfer portal era, is that sometimes the best gets that you can get are the guys that are already on your team. And sometimes the best coach that you can get is the coach that's already coaching your team.
They have won a championship in the transfer portal era. Remy Martin was the top transfer of that group. Now, was it as chaotic as it is now? No, it wasn't. But he won a championship in 2022. Let's back off of the problem. I think Kansas has had is the Dickinson years were just not the right collection of players, and it just didn't work. And so that gave everybody a sour taste because it took a lot. I mean, you kind of knew it early, and then it was just real obvious for an entire season. And Kansas isn't used to that, and I get it. This year was a little different. This year was a totally different, fluky, weird thing that happened. But again, do you not want Darren Peterson, the most prodigious NBA draft prospect in 15 years? So now we're going to go through the same thing with Tyron Stokes to a different level, I think, because I don't think the weight of the world is on, if he chooses Kansas, Tyron Stokes. At least I don't think it should be. Not the way people were talking about Peterson last year. Peterson was walking in the door and everyone was so sick of the Dickinson teams that they're like, oh, just wait till you see Darren Peterson. Now I'm sitting here saying, let's not do that again with freshmen. Let's go see the total body of work. Can they get Flory Badunga to come back? Right? Can they get a couple of guys to go with him that for whatever reason, and this could be a Bill Self thing, right? We've seen some. Now, this wasn't the case with Hunter Dickinson. He thrived at Kansas. But, like, there have been some top portal guys that have come in and not been very productive. Maybe that's something you could look at with Bill Self because he's used to having guys for 3 years. Maybe that's an adjustment he has to make. I'm not sure. Maybe we see in that scenario Marco Jackson or Jamari McDowell take a huge step forward next year. I don't know, but you're right. Nobody's walking in that door that you're more confident in than Bill Self to put a team on the floor that gives you a chance in college basketball. It is the wackiest way we determine champions in all of sports. It's the wackiest way we determine success in all of sports. It is what it is. And Bill Self makes it every year. Does he make it to the second weekend? Clearly not. But my goodness, the guy has had a successful run at a school as we've never seen before.
They also, listen, I know it sucks that they lost to St. John's. What'd they finish in the Big 12? Fourth, I think is what it ended up being. Almost third, outside of an upset from Texas, of BYU, basically, I believe. Or no, they got third.
And let's be, would they have finished that high if BYU and Tech stayed healthy? I don't know. They
finished third.
And KU wasn't healthy either, by the way, basically all year. Peterson played through an injury.
I agree. I think that's the tongue-in-cheek part of that is that, you can look at how much of a dumpster fire this season was from, things that were unforeseen. Dumpster fire is probably not the right word there, but unforeseen things that happened all year long. You still could finish third in the Big 12 that had, we said, 5 teams that could go win a national championship, and you could actually see it happening. Like, it's not that far. It's not like they finished sub 500 and missed the tournament. Like, people who want to put you need to stop. Like, it's not this. It's not going to be better. Like, there's nothing that you can do that can make it better than what we've seen. There's the roster management part of it, especially for those 2 years of prior to this one. This year, though, like, I don't know what you do differently. Like, I'm sorry you got the number 1 player in the country and he got hospitalized because of cramps. Like, I don't know what you want Bill Self to do differently in that situation. He still got him to 3rd place in the Big 12 and still got him a layup away from the Sweet 16. Like, It sucks, but that's just what happened.
It's silly.
A lot of stuff to focus on for next year now. Obviously, Tyron Stokes is a big piece that felt like he was waiting on what Bill Self was going to do. But more so than that, even in this two-sentence statement that they put out. He said, with renewed clarity and the ongoing support from our administration, a lot of people read that in college basketball terms and say, oh, they got more NIL money.
Yeah.
Like they're going to go build a roster. So now I think that if it is, I'll ask you this before I keep going. Is this a one and done thing for Bill Self?
I don't think it has to be. No,
I don't think it has to be either. And I don't think that
63 years old. I don't know how many, he's 63 years old. Guys, he's not Jim Calhoun out there. He's not Jim Boeheim. He's not Tom Izzo. Like these guys are into their 70s. Like Bill Self is strictly, I believe this 100%. He's strictly got to pay attention to his health.
I also think that this situation, if it was a one and done thing, if he was sitting here in this offseason and said, man, I could do one more, but then that's probably it, I don't think he would have came back. Because I think as a coach, like in a world of recruiting, obviously, it's different now and you can kind of get away with this in the portal era, but you can't recruit your 2027s and say yeah, I might be here then. I don't know. Like, we'll see.
If that was the case, they would never say it. He would never say it because he's not going to alienate the program like that.
Yeah. I agree. That's not to say that every year now in the offseason, we're going to have to ask, are you going to retire this year, Bill? Are you going to retire this year,
Well,
Bill?
yeah. I mean, we do that with Andy Reid.
thing.
We do that with, that's not unusual. That's not a big deal. I think you're right. When you read the statement, let's just read the statement for everybody. With renewed clarity and the ongoing support from our administration, I remain focused and committed to Kansas basketball competing for a national championship. I look forward to seeing and hearing the best fans in college basketball next season at Allen Fieldhouse. I agree with you. We heard this from Shreas yesterday that there may have been some maneuvering of funds to get more support. That could be strictly to Tyron Stokes. Who knows? I hope not, because again, I don't want that kind of pressure on a freshman again this year. But Kansas will be able to go do what they need to do. I mean, if you start a roster with Stokes and Kenny is who everyone's referring to. Are we calling him Kenny? Is that going to be what we call him now? Kenny?
TK
Kenny?
Is what he's a TK is what they go by.
TK. All right.
Kenny, yes. We'll go with Kenny.
Stokes and Kenny.
Nobody's creative anymore. We've gone from DP to TK.
Badunga. And they're going to need some big pieces out of the portal if they can find them. I don't know.
If they can keep Flory, get Stokes and Kenny, and then go fill it out from there. A lot of people are speculating on what it will be. If what's Marco Jackson's role, what's Jamari McDowell's role. Like, a lot of people think that they're gone. I think that Bill Self.
I think both of them aren't coming back. I think you can find room for El Marco. He became a better defender. They just need these guys to be able to shoot the ball.
I also don't think Bill Self's going to run them off. Like, that's not a thing.
No, absolutely. No, he's got a chance to actually have some juniors. He's not going to run them off. No chance. True. Like, we got to remember, most of the time for Self, the best players were going into their junior and senior seasons. Ochai Agbaji wasn't some out-of-this-world sophomore. Yep. I mean, he was okay, right? Devontae Graham was talented, but they took off. Frank Mason, like, these guys took off late in their KU careers to become like best players in the country.
It's true. I know. I agree. I don't know. I don't think that there's a world where they're going to start, which I didn't this year either. But I don't know.
One of them.
I also am curious now that they've got this. Is how deep do they build? Like, how far down the list are they going to go, and how much? Like, that was my thing since November this year. They only had 7 guys that they played. Like. And that's what Bill Self does.
Probably a guy they want to keep.
Yep. I don't think there's a lot of people I think that I've seen, in the online ranks, like, it's just kind of bitter fans, but like, what do we call them? The loud minority.
Minority.
They want to run off everybody except Flory, Flory and Cole, basically, and let everybody else just walk. And it's like, but listen, Bill Self's not going to kick them off the team. Like, it may be something to where if they say, I want to go, you may not fight as hard for them, but you're not going to tell them, listen, man, we don't want you.
Yeah. No, I don't think so either.
Is there a world? I'll ask you this. Is there a world where Bryson and Flory are on the same team next year?
Probably not. Probably not.
What's the most likely scenario?
That Flory comes back and Bryson doesn't.
Really? I'm going to say the other way.
Really? No, I don't know why Flory would leave.
I agree.
If Self's there and the money's there, I don't know why he'd leave. Mbia, I mean, at this point, Mbia was playing over Bryson a lot down in the key moments anyway.
I think he's one that you want to keep for sure. I think
it'd be interesting. You know, Bryson. I'd rather have Bryson Tiller because he can play other places. Mbia and Badunga kind of have to play in the same general way. But he certainly flashed. But Bryson can play. I mean, you'd rather have Bryson, but honestly, like depending on what the roster looks like, if you're Bryson Tiller's, like you kind of gotta test it out a little bit. I mean, he's got a chance to be awesome. But I don't know if it's going to be enough of an opportunity as a sophomore to make it the best decision for him as a sophomore. So I don't know what he'll do. Kansas, Bill Self needs that 5-year one transfer. He needs that back. Like that would help him a lot. But I don't know what the rest of the portal looks like either. But here's the thing that I am the most curious about with the Bill Self Jayhawks moving forward. We've seen this not take many threes offense for a long time with Kansas. Not forever, but recently. Is that something like that just continues to be a product of the roster? Or is that a stylistic thing that they could change potentially? Because that seems to be the thing that they're lacking in every year. How do you get them to take and make more threes? Because it's not that they don't shoot the highest percentage. They don't shoot a great percentage. They don't take very many, right? They just don't take a lot of threes. So that'd be something, and you'd have to go back historically and look like where did they rank in 2022, for example? There's a team with a bunch of shooters on it. I don't know what their volume of threes were, but Ochai Agbaji raining threes was a big part of what they did. So I think either way, we'll see what the portal ends up looking like. This is great news for Kansas. I'm telling you, like, you just don't want to, like, everybody gets excited about a coaching search. Coaching searches kind of suck. And you never know what it's going to be. I would go ask old-time KU fans, how great did you feel when they hired Bill Self? You think he was the top option that was on everybody's list that year? Maybe he was. But I get the impression he wasn't. Now, he ended up being one of the best hires of all time. But you got to be careful with that stuff. Like, we don't know what Casey Alexander's going to do. Coming in from Belmont to K-State, it could be a disaster.
Here,
I hope it's not.
Let me ask this question. With, the, what did he call it? Ongoing support from the administration. As they go through this roster, let's ask this question. They're, primed to land the number one player in the country. So they did that this last year. Their top transfer was number 78 in the portal, Trey White. How aggressive do you think that they are in the portal?
Very, very.
Along with Stokes or in place of Stokes?
That's up to Stokes. I don't think they will or they won't be because they land.
I'm saying, can they if they also get Stokes?
Sure they can. Yeah. Why can't they? Sure they can. I don't know that. I think that's probably up to Tyron Stokes. Honestly.
Year before they got the number 2 player.
If Tyron Stokes comes in the years before that, they got Hunter Dickinson, the top player, and years before that, they got Remy Martin, the top player. Yeah. So I just I think they're going to attack the portal aggressively, whether or not Tyron Stokes comes to play at Kansas. They have to. You can't put it all on a couple of freshmen. They've got to be a part of something bigger. That, you know what I mean? Like if you're who's going to run the point? What is
Kenny?
Okay. So you've got Stokes at the 3, probably Kenny at the 1. Yep. So you got room for a scoring guard, I would say.
Yep.
And then some combination of Badunga. I don't think Badunga and Mbia are going to play at the same time.
They won't play together. No.
So you've got room for a big or not, or you just run 4 round 1, which has served KU well over the years. So then Rosario enters the starting lineup and you go 4 round 1. Is it going to walk out of the gates as preseason number 1? Probably not. Is it a roster that could potentially grow into a contender? That depends on the freshman. I'd love for them to have a proven commodity. Like you got kind of lucky with Melvin Council this year. Where would this team have been if Melvin Council wasn't this revelation that literally nobody expected walking in the door? They'd have been in big trouble. So I think you have to be aggressive in the portal. And it doesn't have to be AJ Storr. Doesn't always work out that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but you can't miss again on Nick Timberlake.
I agree with that. I'm asking, as KU in the last, half decade basically has seen, the ebbs and flows of like, all right, this year we're going to get every transfer that we want. Then this year, let's try to get role players and we're going to get the number one player in the country. This year, do you get the number one player in the country and whatever transfer you want?
The problem is we pretend all things are equal. Iron Stokes is not the same thing as Darren Peterson.
My mind goes to Casey Alexander's comments when he was hired, which every coach says this probably, but like you can get and this was kind of a shot to Tang, but like you can go out. A lot of coaches have the problem of saying like, "Oh, that guy's good. I want him. That guy's good. I want him." And they don't think about how they can play together. And that's always the question in the new era.
They might think about it, but they've never had these guys and they don't know it.
Exactly.
It's a challenge. We'll talk more about this in the second hour. When we come back, it's Wind Surge opening day. General Manager Matt Hamilton joins the show. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Daily on KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
And welcome back in, everybody. Thanks to Prayer Fried Coffee for keeping us fueled up here this morning. Joining us now on the show, Wind Surge General Manager Matt Hamilton. Today's the day, Matt. You ready for this?
I guess as ready as we're going to be at this point.
So tell us tonight here, just right off the top. You guys still have tickets? People still get tickets?
People can still get tickets. Highly advised, either come to the box office at Equity Bank Park or go online at windsurge.com. That's the best places to get them.
So you've got 3 games here. So people know, I think, now how this works. You play for a week, but this first series, this opener, is just a quick 3-game set. So get out there. Opening night, 6:30. I mean, I guess if you're talking to fans, and I know you do this a lot, if you're talking to fans and they want to know, like, what makes this year awesome? What do you think makes this year awesome for the fans?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that we focused on this offseason has been fan experience from top to bottom. We have live music every single night. So all 69 home games in the form of a DJ, a band, a high school band, whatever it may be. We have 17 fireworks shows this year, 25 giveaways. We've rolled out a new dugout menu, which is a value style menu with a few items that are $4 each or less. We've lowered berm ticket pricing. We're going to have characters floating around on the concourse at all different times of the game. The idea is that we're doing away with the old school mantra of 10 minutes of baseball and 2 minutes of fun. We really want to try and present 4 hours straight of entertainment in whatever form or fashion we can do that. We recently bought a 24-passenger train that we're going to give train rides on the concourse for kids and parents. Not here yet, but it'll be fun once it is. So, I mean, just all sorts of just silly, fun stuff like that. Every Thursday, including tonight, we're going to have a golf simulator at the Pump House. So people can come out and have a cold one, take a few swings, catch a baseball game. We're kind of checking all the boxes for just about everybody. So the biggest thing, is we just want people to come to the ballpark, whether they're a baseball fan or not, and see that it's not necessarily always about baseball. It's about entertainment and getting people out and helping them see what the ballpark has to offer.
Yeah, Matt, we talked to the team yesterday for the first time since they, got here from spring training, and we have a roster officially unveiled. What are the highlights? Who should we look out for? The new manager, he's been with the organization for like 4 years, it looked like. Just what's the baseball going to look like?
Yeah, on the baseball side, we're excited about Nico. He will bring, kind of a fresh set of eyes to Wichita, and From a roster standpoint, we have a lot of guys that we've seen over the last 3 or 4 seasons, which that's okay. Some of these guys we saw take leaps last year, and we expect them to continue to grow, which is fun. But there's a couple of new names. There's a kid named Kyle Debarge who actually pregame tonight is going to be presented with his minor league baseball Gold Glove. So that'll be part of it. He's an incredible defender. He's also one of the fastest players in minor league baseball. Had an opportunity to play in the Futures game. And then a kid named Billy Amick, who is known, his reputation, I should say, presents that he has a lot of power. So should be fun to see that. And then, we have some top, prospects back. Obviously we have Hendry Mendez. We have the CJ Culpepper on the mound. So, we have some good arms, some good bats. And typically when you have a seasoned roster at AA, it usually, leads to success on the field. And that's what we're hoping for this year.
General manager of the Wichita Wind Surge, Matt Hamilton, of the Wichita Turbo Tubs, of the Wichita Chili Buns, and now mission accomplished, the buzz of the offseason, the Wichita Honkers. Take us back on the Honkers. I've told you this. I think it's brilliant. I think it's smart. I think it's fun, and I think people obviously have really embraced it. But like, you're spitballing around the room there, and you're like, I don't know, it could be the Wichita Honkers. That's how does that work?
So there is a real story behind how it all came about. When my family and I first moved here back in February of 24, we were living at the Home 2 Delano downtown, which is obviously a stone's throw from the ballpark. And one day I came into work and I was hemming and hawing over the fact that it took me 20 minutes to get from the Home 2 Delano to the ballpark. Everybody was like, well, why did it take you so long? I said, well, I got stuck in a traffic jam. There was a bunch of geese standing in the road, and I was laying on my horn, and none of them would get out of the way, and I didn't want to run them over or anything like that. So, and then eventually they started kind of like, bowing up to my truck and, making their honking sounds back.
Throwing their heads around,
all that kind of stuff. So I came in and everybody was laughing. They're like, yeah, it's a pretty regular thing around here. That's not uncommon. And I kind of told the story to a few people around town in the preceding weeks, and everybody just kind of acknowledged like it wasn't that big of a deal, that happens all the time. So I had the idea to turn it into a brand, and the honker came back just because, you lay on a horn and they honk back at you. And if you look deep into the logo itself, there's an old school bike horn buried in the beak, just kind of as a little hidden nugget of fun for that logo. But yeah, no, it kind of played out well. And obviously, you can get your I Heart Honkers shirts at your team store. We have I Heart Honkers baby onesies as well. So there's some fun. You can also have a little bit of fun with it, with the double entendre, but nonetheless, it's
babies do love honkers.
Brand.
Yeah. Back to the baseball. Let's get this train back on the tracks. Royals right now are playing the Minnesota Twins. A lot of the guys predate your time with the Wind Surge, but if you want a reason to, that we always tell people, you want a reason to watch the Wind Surge, look at the Twins. I think their opening day roster, or at least their Royals home opener roster on Monday, I think like 7 of the 10 starters were guys that played in Wichita, between Austin Martin and Brooks Lee and Simeon Woods Richardson and everything like that. Like, the Twins farm system especially has grown in the last few years expeditiously, I guess is the word there.
Yeah, and then you got a guy like Luke Keeschel, who's pretty much the new face of the franchise, it feels like, for the Twins. If you go look at all the marketing materials they put out this year, it seems like Luke was on everything. And of course, back in 2024, he was in a Wind Surge uniform. So, and we're obviously very proud, and that's what this is all about. We want to win games in Wichita, and we want to have a successful field on the team. But at the end of the day, it can be very easy to lose sight of what the ultimate goal is for these guys, which is to get them up to the next level and get them to the big leagues. And that's what they're focused on. And obviously we want them to have fun while they're here, and we want them to perform while they're here, but it's fun to see them get to achieve their goals and get up to the big leagues and perform well. And so, no, it's always fun to see those guys get up there and be successful.
Wind Surge, Northwest Arkansas, tonight, Friday, Saturday. You can catch the series at 6:35. Matt Hamilton, Wind Surge GM, with us here as we're making our way through. We have a listener question, a viewer, I should say, question. Austin wants to know any new food items. You mentioned the value menu.
Yeah.
But what's on the menu out at the ballpark this year?
Yeah, we've done a lot of work this offseason to roll out some new menu items. We really wanted to lean into that Midwest chili bun. So we actually created a Cinnadog. So it's a hot dog wrapped in a cinnamon roll on a bed of chili with icing drizzled over the top of it. That will be available every single game. And it sounds kooky, but it's actually delicious.
That sounds good.
On Thursday nights, we're playing every single Thursday at the Turbo Tubs. So we're going to roll out a Turbo Tub dog, which is a bacon wrapped hot dog. And instead of a bun, we're going to use a pickle, which will be fun. We're going to have a specialty hot dog for every opposing team that we play that kind of pays homage to their big league team or whatever, something unique they have in their market. We're going to have specialty burgers to roll out throughout the course of the year. We really have been doing a lot of work on the F&B side because, I talked about fan experience earlier. Food is every bit a part of the fan experience, and we want to make sure that we can do some fun stuff. We actually have a Philly cheesesteak cart this year. That's all brand new. That'll be in the outfield near the Pump House Bar. Anything that we could think of this year, we really wanted to throw it against the wall.
I'm curious as you're saying all these things. Can you tell us how the sausage is made? Is there a meeting room where you sit in for an hour and just, what if we put a bacon wrapped hot dog in a pickle? Like, what if we called ourselves the Honkers? Like, how does this happen?
Yeah, I mean, look, man, if you work in minor league baseball, you have to have some screw loose in some form or fashion. And I've got 31 people in our office who share that quality. And what it does is it breeds a lot of creativity and a lot of fun. And truthfully, I always just tell everybody, like, y'all have the freedom to do and come up with whatever you want and package it together and present it to me. And if we like the idea collectively as a group, then we'll move forward with it. And we have a phenomenal chef who comes up with fun ideas. And we kind of just, I told him in the offseason, I said, dude, you are a phenomenal chef, but we've got to get out of the idea that we're running this 5-star restaurant, which if you go to the Vault on a game night, we are, but at the concession stand, people want ballpark food. They want things that can really warm their soul from the inside out. So let's get weird with it. And he took that and ran with it. And we've come up with some really good ideas this year. It's been fun.
Here's a free one. No charge here. What, first of all, you're from Texas, Matt. What's the proper way to eat a bratwurst?
Inside of a tortilla.
Thank you. Why are we got to serve up some brats and tortillas and kraut and mustard?
I don't know if we're going to have the kraut, but I think we're rolling out a tortilla with a brat at the hot dog cart at the dog cart this year.
These unrefined Neanderthals throw their brats on hot dog buns, and I just can't get over it. I can't get over it. They act like I'm the crazy one for putting it on a tortilla.
No, you got to wrap it up in a tortilla with some mustard or some barbecue sauce or something like that. But yeah, no, I'm with you in the breath of putting a brat in a tortilla.
Hot links, great in a tortilla.
Yep.
It's all great. You're also a man who loves food. I don't know if you guys are doing this, so you can forgive me. This 999 thing with the pigs in the blankets and the shots of beer. What a disgrace. How do you
look, there's
come on.
Obviously,
first of all, when I heard that, I was like, there's no way they're giving people 9 beers. So the beer part I get, but what the little guys,
half dogs I saw. Yeah, in college I attempted this challenge twice and painfully made it through both times, but it was miserable and certainly not in any condition to drive following. So it's not something that we will probably lean into from a responsibility factor at the ballpark because we want all of our fans to be safe. We have had some fans who last year did the challenge. They went and bought 9 hot dogs and 9 beers and proceeded to do it in the stands, which created good content and was fun. Thankfully, they had a designated driver to get them home. So they planned appropriately. But no, it's not anything that we're going to be formally approaching this year.
TJ asked that we've had the debate a billion times. Is the 9 beers or the 9 hot dogs harder?
Truthfully, for me, and Jacob, you and I know each other well. Food is not the issue for me. It's once you start taking in that much liquid. That's a lot of liquid.
People act like we're crazy for that. Like, oh, you can't drink 9 beers. I'm like, I can eat 9 hot dogs for lunch, man.
Yes, I can drink 9 beers. Can I do it in 2 hours? And would I like to do it in 2 hours?
I was about to say, it's really more so the time frame at which you have to do it in that makes it the most difficult. And one of the questions that we got asked last year from the guys who decided to just come and do it is, every beer we serve at the ballpark is a 16-ounce beer. Obviously, if you're doing it at home, you're doing it with a 12-ounce beer. So they had to take on a few extra beers, technically, from a liquid standpoint than what you would have if you did it at home. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a few debates around it. I think it's 9 hot dogs, 9 12-ounce beers. And typically I would call it a 3-hour period because it's about the old average of baseball. The pitch clock gets things up a little bit.
No judgment zone, but if you're doing the 999 at home, we might need to have a different conversation.
Sure.
All right, opening night for the Wichita Wind Surge tonight, 6:35. There are tickets available. Northwest Arkansas Royals fans too. So get out, check it out. Looking forward to a great season. Matt, we'll do this again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
There goes Matt Hamilton, Wichita Wind Surge general manager. We'll come back with another hour of Sports Daily. Stick around.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Good morning, friends. It's time to brush the sleepy dust from your eyes. Rise and shine, up and at 'em.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
That's gonna give me nightmares about that open. Max with the new stuff today. Always keeping us on our toes, keeping the listeners on their toes. Wake up, everybody, if you're not already. Glad to have you with us on Sports Daily. Thanks for Matt Hamilton joining us there. Wichita Wind Surge. A lot of fun stuff coming up this year. If you missed any of it, if you want to hear about some of the new things that they have going on, you can go back on the Odyssey app and listen. Some great new food items. That chili. Did you try the chili bun last year, TJ, when there were the chili buns? It was awesome. And I had not had the whole chili and cinnamon roll thing of Kansas.
I haven't technically had one. I haven't had one at the ballpark, but I've had plenty of,
Right. It was so good. I'm pretty certain that hot dog version, because I've told you this, like a chili dog, a good chili dog is up on the list of my top, like, favorite meal ever. Like when it's homemade chili with beans and you've got like a toasted bun and shredded cheese and dill pickle relish and all the good stuff on there. So when I hear that kind of stuff, like on a hot dog and a cinnamon roll, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good. But you can go back and listen to any of that. Home opener tonight, 6:30. TJ will be out there live all day for 12 News. So tune in for that. I'm excited. Baseball's back, baby. Looks like it'll get decent weather, maybe a little bit of rain tomorrow, but we'll see. All right, everything you're going to hear today here in this hour brought to you What's on Tap by the Wichita Brewing Company, where it's patio season. Have a brew with a view on Delano's rooftop deck. Enjoy happy hour on WBC's East Patio, or grab a pizza outside shielded from the setting sun at WBC West. When you think patio, think Wichita Brewing Company. Pizza and beer made here, right down the street from Equity Bank Park, that new Delano location. We'll have Tim Fitzgerald later this hour, but before we do anything else, TJ, the headlines I missed.
All right, Sports Daily fans. Let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right. Headlines Jacob probably did not see. I got some good ones. I saved some. Let's go Royals baseball first. 6th inning, Jonathan India, grand slam. Why is that notable, Jacob? Because it's
Jonathan India?
Because it's the Sonic Slam inning.
Oh, you know what? I was watching the game. What is the prize for the Royals?
$25,000.
Yes.
For a guy in Pittsburgh, Kansas, back in my neck of the woods. Got $25,000 from Jonathan India last night. That's insane. He is one of, what did it say? 7? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. One of 7 Royals to hit a Sonic Slam in the last 25 years. That's nuts.
That is.
I can't imagine how cool that is. Holy cow.
$25,000. $25,000 minus tax. I'm sure the government gets there.
I'm sure they do. Okay. Let's go to transfer portal news. NCAA did some tweaking to the ghost transfer rule. Basically, I think this is mainly targeted for football by these dates that they're given. But basically, you will get penalized if you sign a transfer student, put them on a roster, or allow them to participate in practice before they are actually entered into the NCAA transfer portal. So, perfect example, if Lundblade wasn't a grad transfer like I was complaining about with Rick Barnes in Tennessee, which was totally legal, and by the way, he's now committed to Tennessee. That's a headline. Spoiler.
You told me that yesterday, yeah. Or no, you told me that at work yesterday.
Yes, I did. Anyways, that would now be illegal, and you would get penalized. You know, how much would they be penalized is the headline, though, Jacob. If it happened, your coach's respective salary is 50% of their season salary and 20% of the sports budget. That's strict.
That's a rule for everyone?
Yes. If you add a player to your team that isn't legally in the transfer portal yet, you're getting fined.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 50%. And there was something else in there. There's another part of that too.
20% of your budget. Yeah.
So 25% of the budget, 50% of the coach's salary, and the coach serves a suspension, I think.
Maybe. I
believe that's right.
Include a suspension. You're right. Yes. All right, let's keep going. Same breath of, broken college sports. John Andrzejczyk, I believe is his name. That's what I'm looking for. The Campbell Camels head coach, basketball. Did you see this one?
I saw that. All I saw was Fran Fraschilla say he's good. Is he going to be an assistant?
I don't know. I don't think that's announced. He just stepped down yesterday. He announced that he's just not going to coach at Campbell anymore and released a whole statement. And, the too long didn't read version is basically saying that it has become clear to me that the university does not want to invest the proper things they need to invest in this basketball program, so we will never be able to win. I'm out.
At Campbell?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think he's asking for the world, but I mean.
What do you ask him for at Campbell? How about a salary?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's not more so much of complaining about the administration.
I saw he was going to Louisville. Maybe he's going to be an assistant. He
probably is
being a drama llama.
Anyways, that's something. Where are we going next? Let's go to college football. Cody Campbell, you know that name, Texas Tech. What's Texas Tech Regents chairman Cody Campbell openly complained about Fox and the Big 12 planning to move the Texas Tech Houston conference opener to a Friday night. Commissioner Brett Yormark snaps back and says, Cody Campbell does not run the Big 12.
He is is he like the head man of the group that's spending all the money? He is, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that was the response. Like,
I agree.
Buzz off. Donate your money and stay out of the way.
Now you want to know the real full circle here. Cody Campbell responds 53 minutes ago to his response and says, apparently Brett Yormark didn't get the memo. Everything runs through Lubbock. Maybe we should bring the tortillas back.
Yeah. Spicy. That's Texas Tech. I mean, they're not going to just roll over and take that in Lubbock. That's Tech with some swag. The Big 12 needs it. The Big 12 needs Tech with some swag. It's good for everybody.
All right, here's a tweet for you. This is from Anthony Albanese. You know who that is?
I've heard the name.
Have you?
Is it a local sports person? Who's Anthony Albanese? Oh, the Prime Minister of Australia?
The Prime Minister of Australia.
No, I don't know who that is. No.
He tweeted out last night, news, Australia is cutting gambling ads on TV, radio, online, and on the field. Completely banned from being in view while you watch a game.
They're pretty restrictive. They're pretty restrictive in Australia. More than you'd think, right? You think Crocodile Dundee walking around with a big pocket knife everywhere, whatever.
There's a lot of rules. But that's pretty significant, for a world where we are sitting here in America and every month we have a new gambling scandal.
Listen, I am pro make your own choices within reason. But I also don't want, cigarette ads running during Looney Tunes. So right. I get it. I guess it's fine. Vote for it. Vote for it, and you take your own direction on that. But I don't know. I feel like the problem for us in America on this is the young people do, and I don't know how to help that.
Yeah,
because we're stupid when we're young.
Correct.
And I don't think you can fix stupid. And
it's
so
also less of it's a whole thing.
But what else can you do? You can probably get on the companies to be more restrictive on their actual age limitations.
It's also, you could just
What is
also
the age for sports betting?
depends on the state, I think.
Is it 18 or 21?
It's 21 in Kansas, I know.
Well, it's 21 to go to a casino. It feels like it ought to be 21.
It is.
That would help.
It's,
but
I'm pretty sure
lots of people younger than 21 that are doing it.
I'm not sure about this. Like Oklahoma, you can gamble at 18 at the non-state casino. So I don't know how that works per se. You can't even sports bet in Oklahoma mobily, I know. But in Kansas, I know it's 21 in states like that. But anyways, it's something to monitor. I think that if it, could be this happened somewhere else.
Stuff that we're catching up on. I agree.
All right. What do we got? A couple minutes here. WNBA. Actually, first, hold on. WBIT champions, Columbia Lions, got it done last night. Beat the brakes off of BYU. Ivy League wins the WBIT.
It's okay. It surprises me. I wouldn't have thought that was coming over Big 12 teams.
I know. Columbia, I watched them lose to KU in the WNIT championship a couple of years ago. Since then, they lost the championship that year. Then they made the tournament back-to-back years, and now they just won this one. Apparently, the Ivy League's kind of a wagon in women's basketball, which I wasn't completely aware of. They sent 3 teams to the tournament last year.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they only sent 1 this year, but they beat the brakes off everybody in the WBIT. So
that's cool.
Anyways, all right, now to WNBA. The expansion. WNBA is expanding. They're adding expansion teams. One of them is the Portland Fire is joining the league. Yesterday, there was some trades. The Portland Fire traded the number 17 pick of the WNBA draft to the Chicago Sky for the number 21 pick. So they moved back 4 spots. In exchange, the Portland Fire, new team, won't select a player off of the Chicago Sky's roster in the upcoming expansion draft. So they're trading rights to non-rights to players in expansion drafts.
Okay. That's okay.
That feels like very much like an under the table. Like you can't write the terms out on that, I feel like, but it's just like don't pick these people and we'll give you this.
The Toronto Tempo are the other ones coming in, TJ. And I just can't get over how many teams in the WNBA don't have S's on the end of their mascots. It's too many. Too many. Two more expansions. Okay. If we have any more headlines, TJ will hit them on the other side. We'll get to the Royals last night. Tim Fitzgerald coming up later this hour. Stick around for more Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for keeping us on the air. Thanks for their support. Thanks for their partnership. It is Crestview Country Club season right now. This rain we're getting is going to make a lot of green fairways on the 36 holes of golf out there. And if it is raining, they got a couple state-of-the-art simulators. You can go inside. Golf fans, you got to go check it out. Check out their different memberships. Tell them we sent you. Call Todd and enjoy it. Our family does and has for a while now. Yes, TJ.
3 things. I got 3 of them for you. Leftovers to carry us into this next segment. They're good ones.
Okay.
2 of them dealing with some aerospace, engineering, I guess. 1, Artemis launched yesterday. Artemis 2 launched, excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Did you see the video of Stetson softball?
No.
I don't know where this launched. Where did this launch from yesterday?
Florida.
Okay. Stetson is, in Florida. They played the Gators in softball yesterday in the afternoon. There's video. They stopped the game because every player on the field was just looking and saying, there it is, there it is, there it is. And you could see it. And it clear as day from this softball. It's pretty cool. Like, both teams are just sitting there like, oh my gosh, guys, it's the rocket. It's the rocket. Look. And every phone in the crowd is all looking at it. It's pretty cool.
Why is it taking us so long to get back to the moon? I mean, we did this 50 years ago. What's going on?
In the same breath as that, we go to our next headline.
Oh,
Did you see the interview on CNN?
No.
Of the
I don't
kid?
know. No, I don't think so.
God, you're going to love this. There's this, I mean, it has to be like a 12-year-old or younger. Live interview on CNN. And somebody asks him and says, why is this so important to you? Why do you love space? Why do you want to be a part of history? And the kid looks him dead in the eyes and says, because we're going back to the bleeping moon. That's why.
Yes. F word?
Yes.
Yes.
Full on.
Yes.
Oh, God. It is the best video of the day yesterday. Holy cow.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
I'll find that. I won't
So
accidentally play it now because it might go out.
I know. Anyways, actual headline here that I want to talk about. Next, as I mentioned there, Lundblade from Belmont is going to Tennessee. Is there cause for concern? I think that's a conversation to have because, you hire
grad transfer.
He was a grad transfer.
No. What would be the concern?
That he didn't come to K-State.
Oh. Yes, there is. I thought you meant about him going there and doing all that. Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding me? There's the best player didn't come with their coach.
Yes,
there's cause for concern.
You want to make a correlation here? You wanted me to say it? I'll say it. Max Asmus didn't come to Wichita State.
Yeah, and we're in year 3 now. Are K-State fans going to have the patience? It's the question I keep asking. Are K-State fans if Casey Alexander, who may need time to build this thing, for 2 years finishes 10th or worse in the Big 12, are K-State fans going to be fired up going into year 3?
I don't know.
No, they're not going to be. They're not fired up for anything. This is my concern. I need him to win sooner than later. And then you've got the song and dance of Coach Ray's. I get all that, but man, yes, the fact that the guy from Belmont didn't get Belmont's best transfer to come with him to the Big 12 is a cause for concern. 100%. We can ask Fitz about this in the next segment.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about Fitz. Yes. So the thing is that I mentioned that some people are trying to talk K-State fans down a little bit, that it's not that big of a deal. It sucks that you didn't get him because obviously you want him. But there's they had 4 guys all average double digits last year. He averaged 15. He was the leader in the clubhouse, and he was he wasn't even the best 3-point shooter on the team. He shot 40%. He wasn't the best 3-point shooter on the team, which is wild. They shoot a lot of threes. But it sucks that you don't get them. I think that now, you try to get the rest of them, but at some point now, do you do that, or what's best for K-State? I know Wyatt Wheeler
wanted to watch Ben McCollum and not think that's the best path. Right.
Wyatt Wheeler is a new beat reporter for K-State. You haven't met him yet, but used to cover the Valley. He covered Missouri State, so he covered Belmont. And Casey Alexander, as he's been pointing out, is Ben McCollum's point is that can Ben McCollum do it without Bennett Sturts? And it's like Ben McCollum has had Bennett Sturts. He had Trevor Hudgens a decade ago. He had all these guys in D2. Like, he's done it at Belmont, and he's always gotten the next best player. And in the Valley, this was probably going to this might happen if he stayed at Belmont. Like, he could have left and gone to Tennessee anyways.
But if the goal is to get to that level, why can't it just be at K-State?
I agree, but I'm saying is that if you want to be talked off the ledge, as Wyatt points out here, is that this has happened so much where the player leaves and you're like, oh, well, that's the end of Belmont. And then they find another one. And then he goes and finds another one. If you are Casey Alexander, come into K-State, what is the best path that you can do? Do you get the rest of the guys and try to make a Belmont 2.0? Or do you go look at the portal and say, like, let's try and see what we can do?
Well, I mean, he gave us that answer, didn't he? You get the Belmont guys and you do the same thing you did there at K-State. Didn't he essentially say that?
Not per se the Belmont guys. He said they're going to do the Belmont stuff.
But if you're going to do the Belmont thing, then yeah, get the Belmont guys.
I think he's going to go get the best ones that he can.
I wouldn't say the concern is that Casey Alexander can ultimately be successful because this kid transferred to Tennessee. That's not what I'm saying at all.
This is what I'll say on it as well, is if you're freaking out about it, like, you were never going to be able to just run the 12 at Belmont out on the court in the Big 12.
Right. Yeah, you
were always going to have to go elevate it. So you're going to have to fill the holes anyways.
My concern is that people will not be patient enough with it. That's always been my concern. with hiring the Belmont coach. Now, I tend to think this will work out and be good. My concern isn't with Casey Alexander and the job I think he's going to ultimately do. My concern is that fans aren't going to allow him the time to do it. Fans haven't allowed, I mean, they ran Chris Kleiman out of town, 8 wins a year. What should be the expectation for K-State basketball? And are you going to be patient enough and realistic enough to know what that expectation ought to be? Nobody wants to hear that, the goal for K-State should be to make the tournament every year, but not necessarily to think of them as what Kansas is. Nobody wants to hear that, but that's the reality. The goal for K-State should simply just be to make the tournament every year. And who knows, you can get special things happening like they're happening in Lubbock, and you can get, different. K-State's not a resource issue. So again, is Casey Alexander going to come in there in year one, not reach the tournament, and people be pissed? Because if that's the case, then yeah, he needs to get the guy that went to Tennessee to come to K-State.
Yeah.
If it's not the case, and you can just sit back and say, let's see, then it doesn't matter as much. I don't think.
My mind says, and you can never know what fans are going to say, but based on the way that they've treated the hiring, I think that K-State is fine with it. I think K-State is fine with saying let's try to build a program, because as we currently sit, we're the bottom of the Big 12, and we may have to pay a coach one of the largest buyouts in college basketball history.
TJ, the freshmen, when K-State seniors were freshmen, they would have taken a bullet for Jerome Tang. When they became seniors, they were ready to fire the gun.
They were wearing paper bags on their heads. The same kids.
I don't know that the patience is going to be there.
I know.
And that's okay. It just sets sort of a different approach to it. Casey Alexander probably wants 4 years to build a great program. That ain't going to happen. Yeah. I'm just telling you. It's not going to happen from administration. It's not going to happen from the fan base. So those are great things. We all want to hear it. We're going to go old school and we're going to build this the right way. And no, you better win within the first 2 years or you're not going to have a job.
Yeah.
So if this dude is that good and he was transferring anyway, yeah, you'd sure like it to see him come to K-State.
Yeah.
We'll ask Fitz about it.
It's as somebody's pointed out, is that, I don't know. Hindsight, as we sit here, and the North Carolina job is open, and
I don't think this guy's Bennett Sturtz either. By the way,
I agree. Valley Player of the Year, though, is not insignificant. That's the sixth best conference basketball. As we sit here with the North Carolina job opening, as we potentially almost saw the Kansas job opening, but it's not going to. Hindsight, it's a pretty good hire. Because if Tommy Lloyd goes to North Carolina and then somebody takes somebody to put him in Arizona, and then we get this, there's going to be some people hired that you're like, man, they got hired? That's kind of what? Casey Alexander, if he didn't come to K-State, he was going somewhere.
I like the Casey Alexander.
I do too. That's why I'm saying in hindsight, it looks better and better. That's why you did it so fast. And that's why you didn't sit around and kick your feet and wait for Calhoun and, so on and so forth. And you just go get your guy. And I credit him for that. But at the end of the day, it's a little bit of a swing. I think that, he's not,
I like the hire. The only thing I worry about is the patience. That's it. That's the only thing I worry about.
He wasn't the top guy on a lot of people's boards. He wasn't the top guy on the national people's boards of the qualified candidates, things like that. And K-State took a swing on him. And granted, if he's awesome, credit to K-State. I love it. It's cool that you did it. I think it's cool.
They took a swing on Chris Kleiman.
I agree.
They took a swing on Colin Klein. Now
I think that's why I like it so much, honestly, is for those reasons that you
go hire who you want to hire.
But my point is that, if you're going to take a swing, on a mid-major coach that, has never had the tournament success and things of that sort, and things that the baseline, you might think that man, they were pretty good at Belmont this year. They almost made the tournament. Maybe they can just make the tournament at K-State next year. And then you don't get the best player. It makes you clench your teeth a little bit, but I think it's okay.
At the end of the day, you got to have the best coaches that can coach basketball more than anything else. And I think that's what he does well. Can he get the time to do it his way? That's the only place I have concern.
I feel like
ask Fitz about it.
I find solace in it, in the fact of like the things that he said about building a roster, as I mentioned earlier in the show. Like, he doesn't care about getting the best players. Like, he cares about getting the players that can play in the best system that he believes is the best system. And he thinks if you can get 4 dudes that can shoot threes, you can run out, you can run out some pretty good high schoolers and be able to win basketball games with them. And like, obviously you want to do it at the highest level that you can. So you're going to go get the best guys that you can, but he cares more so about building the best roster that can fit in the system. And that probably doesn't include getting a PJ Haggerty, things of that sort, just for example. Like, they're not going to go get a 5-star transfer. I'll be shocked to the grave if they go get a 5-star transfer. If they do, that's pretty cool.
We don't even know how many 5-star transfers there are going to be.
There's always 10 at least.
Yeah.
But like, they're not going to go do the Jerome Tang thing and go get Coleman Hawkins.
Yeah, probably not. And I don't know.
And that's why I feel like I'm okay with the fact that he doesn't come here, is because he's so used to doing this and so used to building with less, basically, at a smaller school. I think that you can do it at K-State, and then you win. And then we're talking about the Wichita State chicken and the egg again. The more you win, the more people get bought back in, the better transfers you get, and then you're rolling a wagon if you can get to the tournament in a couple of years.
And then you have a few bad years, and they run you out of town in an $18 million.
And then they wear paper bags on their heads and call you names.
All right. Royals last night. We'll get into all this in detail with Fitz. 13-9 winners. The offensive production largely, TJ, again, comes from the bottom of the lineup. Isbell was good. Obviously, you mentioned Jonathan India with his grand slam. Michael Garcia had his best game of the year. But Bobby Witt, 1 for 3. Salvi, 1 for 4. Cags was a story last night. You love the offense. Bottom line, beating around the bush, you love the offense. How concerned are you, though, that the bullpen let them back in? And I would say legitimately almost none. That's one of those weird games. I talked about it in the broadcast. When you have a huge lead like that, you're not pitching the way you're normally pitching when you're coming in out of the pen. You're just trying to get through the game as fast as you can.
Yeah. By the way, did you see the stat last night was the longest Royals game since the pitch clock was implemented? Start to finish.
I believe it. That game was long. I was thinking about that, trying to go to bed before the end of the game.
When did it even end? Like,
I went to bed after the bottom of the 8th. And so I missed the 9th.
I did too. I saw the thing that said Lucas Urseg closes it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, closes it out. It was a 9-run game. I didn't even see the final score, and then I heard you talking about it, and then I looked it up, and he got a save. Which, by the way, how do you get a save in a 4-run game?
Because the runner's on base.
Did you just
runner just has to be on base?
I didn't know that, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've inherited a mess at that point.
Interesting.
I think
time more of a whole
on base or tying run has to be at the plate. Maybe that's what it is. We'll get. I'm sure Rick will check that for us. So Nick Mears continues to be really good early on. He was an interesting guy to come over. He came over with Collins, right? He had a pretty good year last year. His whip was under 1, and an under 1 over almost 60 innings. He's been solid this year, right? 2 strikeouts last night. There's potentially another piece there as the rest of the bullpen kind of went off the rails after that. But that gives you maybe another guy. He came in the 6th last night. Game was in control, so clearly I don't think they're thinking of him yet in high leverage. But he's through 2 appearances now. He's got 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. He hasn't given up he's given up 1 hit, hadn't walked anybody. A couple holds. I like what I'm seeing there. That's an interesting development for this team.
Yeah. Is it the perfect analogy of a baseball season that we're 5 games in? Yesterday we were complaining about the offense and really proud of the bullpen, and now today we're complaining about the bullpen and really proud of the offense.
The story, that's what I was saying. That was I don't think there's anything to worry about. But the bullpen's not the conversation. It was one of those weird, we have a huge lead, let's try to get through it. I think the conversation is the offense, and now the production. Everyone's saying the outfield can't produce any runs or whatever.
Kyle Isbell might be the MVP of baseball right now.
The outfield had 8 hits last night. 8 hits the 3 outfielders had at the bottom. They were batting 7, 8, 9.
Kyle
8
Isbell.
hits in the game.
Kyle
They
Isbell is batting
8 runs.
571 with 2 home runs right now through 5
Keep
games.
him in the lineup.
Holy
Sorry, Marte.
cow.
Sorry.
He's 3 for 3 on stolen bases too.
You're gonna have to, and by the way, Jack Caglione is heating up too. You're gonna have to. Collins is gonna have to be the odd man out a little bit. They got to get Marte at bats. They got to get what's his face? It came over.
Collins
plays. No, God dang it!
Come on.
What
are we talking about here?
The other outfielder. I just forgot his dang name. Not Marte. They traded for him this year. God, stupid.
What are we talking about?
The other outfielder that's going to have to get
Lane Thomas.
Lane Thomas, thank you. Lane Thomas will have to get at bats, but you can't take Cags out now, and you can't take Isbell out now. So Marte and Thomas are going to have to get their bat. They're just going to have to rotate at this point. Collins, Marte, and Thomas. I guess you could probably get a day off for Carter Jensen. He's not been, on fire early on. So maybe you get some DH opportunities for those guys. But, it's a good problem because the problem spots in the lineup last year are the ones being productive now. And you're still looking at Salvi and Vinny who have not come out hot to still provide something. My point is, outside of the 13 runs, I think the offensive optimism comes in that, hey, the guys that weren't producing anything last year have been the ones producing this year. So maybe that's a good sign. Salvi and Vinny are going to produce at some point. But we're 5 games in. Going for the sweep today. You'll hear it right here on KFH, by the way. 12:30 pregame coverage.
First day baseball.
Love day baseball. Takes you into the wind surge tonight. How about that? Baseball all day. We're coming back. We got more Sports Daily. Tim Fitzgerald joins us next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Is on KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you on a Thursday. We are having some fun. We bring in now Tim Fitzgerald, GoPowerCat.com, KState Insider. Fitz, we were just talking about this. Want to get your take on it before we talk spring football.
Here, hold on. Let me interrupt here before we dig into the Lundblade here. I got a Royals headline that I know Fitz will appreciate, so I got to throw this in here. Are you aware of the Hall of Pretty Good? Either of you?
No,
yeah, you've told me about it.
So there's an Instagram account / Twitter account that it's a place to recognize players that aren't eligible for the Hall of Fame, but they were pretty good, and they made a Hall of Pretty Good. Up for the vote right now, Billy Butler, Country Breakfast, 88% yes. Can he get to the inner circle of 90% Fitz? I have to imagine Billy Butler is one of your favorite players ever.
He represented all of us of the Heft community very well. And I saw him stretch a single into the double in the postseason. And I still think about Billy Butler when I'm in the shower. I regret saying that now.
Wait, hang on.
Okay. But I love Billy Butler a lot.
Okay. He makes Fitz's Hall of Pretty Good. I think we're all striving to be in, just like when we're all done, we're all there. Wouldn't we all just like to be in the Hall of Pretty Good? Yeah, I think I was pretty good. I mean, that's it. It's the perfect name for something because that guy was pretty good.
Yep. That's basically their main criteria. It's like, hey, that guy was pretty good. Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty cool. I just kind of strive for slightly above average.
Which is pretty good. That's
attainable.
pretty good.
It's attainable sometimes for me.
All right. Lundblade, straight out of Arnold Schwarzenegger, bad guy name, goes to Tennessee.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. Fitz, how concerned are you that Belmont's arguably best player didn't transfer to K-State when you knew he was transferring?
Disappointing, but not shocked, I guess, would be kind of the theory. He's a kid playing in Nashville and gets an offer from Tennessee, and yeah, granted he's from Dallas originally, but I think it just was a comfortable move for him. I don't know what the money situation was. That's another thing you got to consider. But he represents the type of players that have been developed by Belmont. And as a fifth year senior, I'm sure he'd love to have a really good player that might be your leading scorer and might bring a lot to the table, but also he's a fifth year senior, and we've seen one and dones at Kansas State. So maybe the pursuit of him wasn't as hard as what we assumed it would be, or maybe just Tennessee did a great job. I don't know.
My point that I brought up is that our pal Wyatt Wheeler covered the Valley for all those years at Missouri State, and he brought up the point is that like there's always been the question at Belmont that even if Casey Alexander, I'll say this, if Casey Alexander was still at Belmont, there's a chance Lundblade would have transferred to Tennessee anyways, right? He's had to do this multiple times of saying, well, my best player left, time to go find somebody else. And it's happened, for the decade that he's been at Belmont. Now the question becomes, can you do that at the higher level? Where does that come from? Does that come from going and trying to get a big fish transfer? I don't think that he's going to try to do that still.
No, I think he's willing to accept the process here. This isn't going to be Ben McCollum bringing most of your team from Drake. I don't think, but he did bring 2 recruits that had signed with Belmont, and honestly, because of the transfer portal, these are recruits that would have probably signed at this level in previous years, but now bigger schools are handing out less scholarships. So we'll see how this all develops. And I got to be real honest, I don't have any grasp on where his NIL budget is at this point, because that's not really an athletic department thing. That's a donor thing that you just kind of work on NIL projects. You have to run them through K-State, but I don't have any idea where he's at with that compared to Tang's wasteful spending.
That was something that I asked, Gene at the introductory press conference of, where does this stand in comparison to what Tang was getting basically? And he's like, well, I can't really say because it's like, it's so different. Like the rules are different. Like he's like, I'd love to tell you that it's 5% better or 5% lower, but like got all this money in a world where you could just do whatever you wanted to. Now they're actually, as much as people don't follow the rules, there is rules.
Yeah. And Gene's attempting to follow them, which is the K-State way, and probably, I'm going to be honest, not the best way in this current environment. The issue at hand, though, is how this new clearinghouse is treating NIL, true NIL, in which, a prominent person has money, wants to use an athlete to advertise their business. They're blocking a lot of those deals if it involves a donor or graduate or those type of things, if they don't believe it's an actual NIL deal. So I think the NIL space is a mess, and it's just going to revert to flat out cheating.
Let's go back to Casey Alexander in this, Fitz. Here's my biggest concern with it. It's not Lundblade. I don't really care about that. I don't know how much better he would make or not make K-State. It's the thing that I've been worried about that we've talked about. If he's not getting that guy to come help them right away, what if it takes him 3 years to get this thing built up? Does he have 3 years? Does he have 4 years? Are people going to be patient enough? Everybody's excited about it now. Everybody was excited about Jerome Tang 3 years ago, 2 years ago even.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm concerned with not getting somebody that probably helps them next year.
Yep. No, I agree with that. Certainly the runway has shortened for coaches here. You got to show something pretty early on. I think Jerome Tang did him a favor by lowering the bar as low as he did. I think this coach can exceed that bar with, pretty good talent. Not NCAA tournament talent in the first year, but he can certainly clear that. But I'm not sure. I mean, it's so early that, guys, the portal isn't even open yet. And the only reason this guy was able to do the transfer because he's a grad student. I mean, he's a fifth-year senior. He's graduated So he's got that old loophole to work with, and I'm eager to see what happens when the portal does open.
It's too many damn rules, Fitz. We can't keep track of all of them.
I know that's like being married.
Yeah. Football spring practice is underway. We've seen a little bit of things happening. We've heard a little bit of things happening. What is Fitzgerald written down?
Well, I can assess a lot from the stretching exercises that we saw.
I was going to say.
I think they've got good hamstring health on this team.
Good.
Look, we didn't see much. You just don't at these things. Like I said, I joked, but the first session we watched was stretching. And then they break up and kind of run around, do little special teams. So I kind of watched the quarterbacks a little bit. I think the only thing that really jumped out at me is there's only 4 quarterbacks on this roster, and I looked out on the field after they kind of broke up, and there was 3. And I'm like, who's missing? And I realized Jacob Knuth, the senior backup, is missing. And I go outside to see the special teams work on the outdoors, and Jacob Knuth and Lincoln Kier are fielding punts. I don't know when either one of those would field a punt, but they were certainly practicing fielding punts. And I just thought that was very interesting. And Knuth's a really good athlete, so I think he might show up on special teams quite a bit this season doing other stuff. But I'll say this.
Was he the one that was a safety and converted?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if he ever was a safety. He's been a walk-on quarterback since he started in college, but I'm not sure. But he is a great athlete, so I think they will use him a little bit. And I would be interested to see if he's going to be that kind of the hands guy on punt returns, because that's a Bill Snyder thing. You got your threat that you put out there, and you got your hands guy. And what happens quite often, if the hands guy is a good enough athlete, he gets more punt returns because they're going to kick it right down the middle to him. So I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting. It jumped out at me. And also Jordan Peterson, the new defensive coordinator, has got a little fire in him. Not a little. He's kind of like a California fire. Nobody's trying to stop it. It's unbelievable to watch.
Lincoln Cure, you bring up Fitz, Tim Fitzgerald, GoPowerCat.com. He's a good example of somebody I'd be real curious to know. Obviously, Avery Johnson, but we know his connections to Klein. Lincoln Cure, correct, was recruited when Klein was already gone. Is that timeline?
He was recruited. He was recruited by Klein, and then had to come whenever Klein left, basically.
So he has a so maybe he's not the best example. I guess I want to know what the players that have come in that weren't a part of Klein's recruitment, which we know he was very good at. Like, what are they thinking about? What are they feeling? How do they like this? Because I would imagine everybody that had the connection is probably on board and fired up for this. I want to know what everybody else thinks of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. We have a media opportunity here this morning a little bit with some players. We don't know. I don't know who they are. They haven't announced that. We'll find out when we show up. But maybe there will be, a sophomore, redshirt sophomore or younger that, is going into his 3rd year, but came here and Klein never recruited him while he was here. That would be interesting to see. There was a different cadence to practice. They still run from station to station, but the music's different. The stretching was different. There are some things a little bit different. It struck me that it's got to be weird for returning players. Nothing about your environment changed, and yet everything around it changed. You're at the same facility doing the same things, but everything else is different. The coaches are different. How they do it is different. And there's probably an adjustment period to that.
Hang on. TJ and I are going to need to play a game. You said the warm-up music's different. I'm going to guess that, in prior years with Kleiman, we're looking at, maybe like a AC/DC type of warm-up music, and now maybe some Bad Bunny thrown in there?
I think you're way backwards. I think that Kleiman probably didn't care very much and said, play whatever the hell you want.
Yep.
And we probably had a little bit of like Lil Baby going. And now I bet that Colin Klein said, we're going to listen to what we listened to when I played. And they're going to play the Snyder tapes.
TJ nailed that.
Wow.
Absolutely nailed that.
Like some Hall & Oates out there.
No,
Oh my gosh!
Have you,
well,
they did
we
this
had some
at
Joker in the
Klein's
Thief.
at Klein's introductory press conference. They played nothing but like "Welcome to the Jungle" and things of that nature for
He's
like an
kicking
hour.
It old school, like mid-50s high school coach. Okay, all right.
But I thought it was interesting during the warming up basic stretches. They were playing Joker and the Thief, the kickoff music. I just thought that was interesting. I don't know if there's anything to it, or if it just came up on the Bill Snyder shuffle on his his MP3 player that he's got.
I would love to think that Colin Klein like brings an iPod Nano and plugs it in.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that they have an old what were those called? The little music things?
iPod.
iPods. They probably have Bill Snyder's former iPod just plugged in right there.
Bill Snyder still wouldn't have had an iPod, would he?
Yeah, towards the end, he seems like an iPod Touch kind of guy. Maybe not a Touch. Maybe like the ones with the buttons on them.
Yeah. I might have exaggerated there. He probably was still rocking a cassette tape.
Is there a CD
Sean was
player?
in charge of doing
By the
that.
way, why have iPods gone away? Because, like, to me, to play everything through your phone, you lose your phone, and it's kind of annoying. Like, if you're at a party and you get in charge of music and you got to, like, it'd be easier if there was, like, an iPod sitting over there, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Thinking about that the other day as my phone was trying to get me to buy Apple Music. I was like, yeah, but I don't want it. That's annoying to me to have to, like, give up the phone to be the DJ. I'm stunned by that music development. I don't know what to think about that now. Another question, Fitz, I need you to ask the players today how they feel about the music going to camp. Are they okay?
I guarantee it's the best part about it is that it's, it fits. You ever find yourself at a high school football game recently and you hear every time you're listening to Game Time, and it's the same. Or here's Thunderstruck, here's Hell's Bells, here's Welcome to the Jungle. It's the same thing that they're playing at K-State now.
Oh boy. No, I have not been to a high school game lately. That's your life, buddy.
Every
That's
freaking
your
week.
life.
Ready for track season? It's high school track season. Let's look at some times.
Look, track season's awesome, but that's what finally drove me out of high school sports. Trying to type up track agate back in the day over the phone broke my will.
All right, GoPowerCat.com. Media day today, or media availability. Fitz will have some player information for you later at the site. Fitz, we appreciate it.
Yep.
There's Tim Fitzgerald. We're coming right back. More Sports Daily. Don't go away.